What up? In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to get a sub 10 minute in the flipping is hard demo. So in this guide, I'm going to be showing you guys how to do a lot of the speedrunning skips. Some of these are going to be a little bit more difficult than others, but with some practice, you can definitely get them fairly easy. So the very first skip of the speedrun is going to be this little hop up that you guys just saw me do right here. Pretty much what you want to do is just high jump that desk there, and then you'll do another high jump onto this second ledge here. If you time it just right after getting your speed up, you can actually do like a little pop jump and it'll get you up here, kind of like you're like a little cheerleader. For those of you that don't know how to do the high jump, I will show you that here real quick. To get up to certain heights, like this wall here, you want to do what's called a high jump. They go through it in the tutorial a little bit. They just tell you don't use WASD and use space. There is, like, I guess a little bit better of an explanation in order to how to do it. For this particular jump here, they give us this little bench that we can use to kind of get our momentum up a little bit more to be able to reach there. To do the high jump, what you want to do is lean up against the desk like this. As soon as Flippy becomes parallel to the ground, you'll want to let go of WASD and then hit the space button, and then you'll want to continue to hold your forward directional button so this way you can grab onto the top of the ledge. In the bottom left of the screen, I do have a little overlay there that's going to kind of be able to visualize the buttons that you need to use a little bit better than what I could probably explain. But if you just want to take a look down there and see how it's done. So pretty much what you're going to do is you'll hold your forward button, and then you'll let go of space at a certain angle, and then you'll be able to grab onto the ledge here. So like I said, the angle is right as soon as you get past being parallel to the ground is when you're going to get like your best pop. So it's like that. Obviously did not work. So that's kind of the angle that you want to be at in order to get that pop up. Same thing is going to be for on the flat ground, but obviously you won't have like as much room to work with because you're flat. But as long as you get that pop right, and the big thing is just letting go of the W key, because if you continue to hold the W key, you're just going to go forward. Like, it's going to do a forward jump, it's not going to do a long jump. In that instance there, I let go of the W key just a little too late, so it didn't give me the jump. So if you're finding yourself trying to do these jumps, but you keep like smacking into the wall, it's probably because you're not letting go of W soon enough. Because then that'll be what happens right there. If you time the W key perfectly, you'll get that pop and then be able to get up there. Alright, so you did the first skip. This is, as of right now in this version, the very basic route that you're going to take. So I'll show you kind of how it goes in full time here. So obviously, as you saw in that run, you can do, you know, the high jumps, you can do wall jumps, whatever you can to get up here. It really doesn't matter. After you complete that first skip of the section, you'll come over here to the jump pad.
This is not the intended route. Flippy, are you trying to speedrun?
A little later on in the guide, I'll kind of show you how to maneuver these jump pads. This one is like not too important because you'll get there no matter what, but you just take the jump pad over and then use your flip to get over to this one, and then it'll pop you over here, and then you can use your flip to get you back over into this section. So next big skip, this one's a pretty big one and it's fairly simple. So when you get into this cannon, it's going to shoot you all the way up to that cube that's right above Flippy here. When you hit that cube, the angle that you hit it kind of matters a little bit, but not too much. I like to hit it straight on and then immediately start holding W while facing this direction, and it'll let you skip pretty much the whole entire cardboard box section. So this is how this skip goes here. I like to hit it, like I said, head on like this, and then immediately hold W and then that'll skip pretty much this whole entire tutorial area. Next jump I like to do is the simple wall jump here. It's not a huge skip, but it definitely helps when it comes to saving just a little bit of extra time. You want to use the bottom of your phone to propel yourself upwards. If you land too flat against the wall, you just won't get the upward momentum, and then obviously if you land with the top of your phone, it'll just kind of like push you down in a way. So what I mean by that is when you jump, you want to land with you always want to kind of use the bottom part or the front of the phone to get that upward momentum like that. And then you just climb into this like normal. Climb into this like normal. After you get launched out of this cannon, you're gonna get a whole lot of momentum, and if you land fairly flat in the sandbox and then time your space button as soon as you land, you'll kind of get like a momentum boost jump in a way. I'll show you what I mean.
Just a little bit closer to my Jeffy, Flippy thought to himself.
So I like to be flat like this, and then if you time that, you can hit your jump just right and then shoot you over to this, which is the next big skip. Okay, so this is the next big skip here. This is the Beamer. He is our friendly dude that's going to help us skip the speedrun section right there. So best way to do Beamer is to once you reach the peak of the magnet, you want to press you don't want to press any other button but your space button, so this way you can get that high jump, and then you want to grab onto that that beam that's right above Flippy's head there. So this is how it should look here. The position that you're in when going up the magnet doesn't really matter, as long as you're able to get a good grab on the as long as you're able to get a good grab on the beam. There we go. And then you just want to make your way across these slimy ropes. So this is arguably one of the biggest skips in the game. With the triple jump, what you want to do is, like I had said previously, you want to use the bottom of your phone to get the initial first wall jump here, to get you up as high as you can like that. After doing the first wall jump, you want to turn your phone. So what I do is I use the bottom of my phone. So I press the D button after doing the first wall jump, which will rotate him to where the bottom left corner will hit the wooden beam on the side there. And then you want to grab the top, like once you get a good bounce. Okay, so let's say you're not trying to go for world record or anything, and you have failed this skip. I always try to do this skip at least once or twice in a run. If it doesn't work, then I'm passing on. All right, so I'll go ahead and show you some more skips kind of throughout this section that if you still are just aiming to get a sub 10 minute, these will help out like immensely without you having to do the triple wall skip. So instead of going the normal path to go straight and then up and around and then tightrope that walk, I normally just go this way. Saves probably like a good 20 seconds or so. So as long as you kind of line yourself up here, you're gonna do a high jump up into that platform there, just like that. And like I said, that'll just skip like pretty much this whole little section right here. So this is the beginner route that I would take. I would climb up this ladder like I would normally, and then just kind of like make my way around. Like here, what I would do is kind of do the high jump, and then instead of tight rope walking across, I would just kind of do another little flip here. Like I said, it's pretty beginner friendly. I climb up here like normal, and then this is where I do kind of like my little pop jumps. Just make your way around. And then here, I normally jump from this platform straight to the slide just because I feel like it's a little easier. And it saves just a little bit of time so you don't have to climb up there. But this one's pretty simple. It's just kind of like a little bit of a long jump. nothing too crazy. I will show you one other skip if you didn't want to go up this way and climb up around the whole entire thing. If you do like your long jump here, and then you can climb up onto this and then make it over to that bounce pad. There's a good skip that you could do with the bounce pad. Alright, so once you get over to this bounce pad, you're going to do the pad blast that you have to do a little later on that I'll be showing you. But this one, essentially, if you can get it right, it'll get you up to this little bridge here, and it'll save you a little bit of time. I don't really know how beneficial this skip is, because I don't really use it too often, but it is an option, so it'll get you just right up here, and then you can take the slide down if you wanted to. Big skip here is just to jump early, and then it'll land you up here, so you don't have to do this whole entire thing. So I would say probably, I don't know, 4.5 flippies before the end is when you would want to jump, and then it'll land you up here. If you go the direction where the sign is pointing you to not go, this will take you up to these logs, which will kind of let you skip the ladder. So this is a pretty quick skip here. So yeah, and then you'll just take your blast pack over like normal. The skip that I prefer to do, especially if you're able to, because if you notice, this is where the triple jump will put you. The skip that I like to do, especially if I do the triple jump, is take this blast pack up here to the ladder, and then you can essentially climb the ladder and flip at the very top. So if you time it just right, this is going to be kind of like the high jump flip. If you time it just right, you can grab the top of your phone on that ledge there. There we go. Climbing up here, it just basically skips all these logs and that blast pack, so it saves a little bit of time. It's one that you can mess up on quite a bit and kill a bunch of time on, so sometimes it might not even be worth skipping, but once you get it down, it's not too terrible. Alright, now for the blast packs. This is possibly the more, I would say, inconsistent or difficult section of the run. This first blast pack here you can take just like normal, you don't have to do anything special with it. This blast pack is a very important one. Normally when you take this blast pack, it'll send you over there to the colored cubes that you have to climb up, but if you do it, if you do like the Mega Blast way, it'll take you all the way up there to that section, and essentially skipping that whole climbing section there. So that's kind of what we're trying to do. I found the best way to do this, get it to where you have pushed yourself all the way up against the purple part of the blast pack, and then get on your side, and then if you just hold W to where like you just kind of like walk onto it like that, and then as soon as you blast, if you press the jump button, you'll fly a lot farther and higher. Unfortunately, I've noticed it's kind of inconsistent. Sometimes I will fly way past it, and then sometimes I'll fly up too high and I'll actually hit my head right on that section there where the bottom of the phone is touching. The big thing to do with this is as soon as you jump after getting blast, you want to hold the direction that you're going to try to kill the momentum so you don't fly too far. I'll show you kind of what I mean by that, and hopefully it works. Here we go. There we go. So, if you notice that you're like too far over this way, try to aim for this sign to see if you can hit it to stop. Or try to hit like the ropes to catch yourself, whatever the case may be. In an ideal world, you'll aim it just perfectly to where you'll land on this platform, just to save a little extra time. You're gonna do the same thing with the rest of the blast packs that are in this area. So like this one, instead of blasting and hitting those green ropes there, the goal is to get up on top of the awning, above the two pass-through ropes. There we go. And then we'll do the same thing on this one. So for this jump pack, we're trying to make it just up onto that section there. There we go, yeah. So that would be the ideal. situation there. And then this one you can land on. This one doesn't have a directional, so it's not going to shoot you the way the arrows are pointing. It'll shoot you whichever direction your momentum carries you. So if you can hit that blast pack that we just hit and then land directly on this one, that would save you a little bit of time. But this one you just take like normal. I like to fly all the way over here and then save my flip towards the end just because I feel cooler when I do it. I don't know. This section, not really too much to do for skips that I've found anyway. You just kind of climb up like normal. Make your way over here like normal. There we go. Once you get up to this section here, there is a skip here that I like to do. You should kind of align yourself to where you're flat up top here, and then you can jump up like this. This one's pretty tricky. If you mess up, you unfortunately end up right down where we just came from. But if you do it right the first time, that's ideal. So what I do is I just kind of jump up onto this section here. To where we're like this. When you're here, you're just kind of stuck here. So I use the D and A key to kind of like slide down just like a little bit. And then you want to flip up and then grab onto the top ledge right there. Just like that. And then you can chain this skip with the skip here. So you'll just kind of do like a regular wall jump. And then grab onto that beam there. And then you can just kind of do a huge skip there and essentially just use it like spaced out stairs. And that'll get you all the way up here. Alright, next skip here that we have is just another wall jump. Just skips these two parts. It's not detrimental, but just a little quicker. So just like that. And then this one, I also do just a high jump and skip all the way to the top, just skipping that ledge. And then same with this jump as well. Once you get the high jumps down, they're going to be a lot of help. So this is the last kind of big skip that you can do. It's just a regular long jump, which we actually haven't done too many skips like that yet. So I'll kind of explain how to do it. In the normal run, a lot of people will just take the slippery ropes, but these ropes are the bane of my existence, so I choose not to use them if I don't have to. With the long jump here, just kind of be sure you're straight with the edge. I like to overhang by, it really doesn't matter, I'd say probably just about that much. And then when you're flipping over, you want to use your jump on the vertical up and down part of the edge. So this way you can get like maximum push that direction. When you're flipping over, I normally will flip once I'm at this angle and the bottom part of the phone is touching the edge. That's when I'll use my jump to get the fullest jump. I like to be lined up, flip, and then use your jump, and then you'll make it pretty much every single time. As long as you just be sure that you use your jump on the vertical edge, you'll be chilling, no problem, easy peasy. You'll take the cannon like normal. Just be sure you stay flat, because you don't have to stay flat in the air. As long as you stay flat when you land, or else you're gonna pop up over the wall. And then there's really no skips for the end here, you just kind of do it like you normally would. Anyway, you just kind of do it like you normally would, and just kind of flip your way across, and we're chilling. And we're chilling. And there you go. Congratulations. You finally have done a sub 10-minute run. All thanks to some easy skips that you can do. Enjoy your cake, and enjoy your sub 10 minutes, and I can't wait to see you on the leaderboard. Bye now.